We're gonna crack it open. And there it is. This is the G4 model. It's released in 2018 with a Q370 chipset, and it supports Intel's 8th and 9th generation CPUs. In this model, we have 4 slots for DDR4 once again, this time at 2666 megahertz. That's 2666 megahertz, and it was spec'd at 64 gigabyte max. This board has 3 SATA 3 ports, kind of an odd way that they're spread out here, but there are 3 of them, and that's in addition to the NVMe slot. It's the same spots as a previous model, but the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth spot, whatever you want to call it, has been moved across the board over here behind the power supply. Betwixt those two is the USB header, but it's again titled as SDRDR, SD reader, and it has 2 extra pins than your standard USB header, but it works just the same. Moving down from there, we have the same PCIe ports as the previous model, where you have the, it's the same as it was. You have a full-size one and then a X4 4-lane one, and I do not understand why they put them in this order, so that if you wanted to put a GPU in, it will either be smashed against the PSU or physically won't fit because the PSU. Just an odd decision. They could easily have them the other way, like all their other machines, and have a little bit of a gap there. And again, we have the swappable VGA port. You could change it with DisplayPort, HDMI, USB-C, Thunderbolts. I do not see any kind of chassis fan header on this board, so if you wanted to add any kind of cooling inside or out, it's on you. Scoot it down, scoot it down. The PSU is a 180 watt. Oh yeah, and the PC speaker. Don't forget the PC speaker. I love these little things. Now just gonna button things up so we can check out the connections on the outside. I believe the front panel is identical to the previous generation, with the audio interface, 2 USB 2 ports, 2 USB 3 ports, and USB-C. Moving right along to the back side, which I believe is the same as well, with the audio interface, double display port, VGA, which will give you native triple display, gigabit Ethernet, 4 USB 2 ports, and 2 more USB 3 ports, making 4 total. This has been the HP ProDesk 600 G4 small form factor Legacy Audit.